I knew he was gonna wake up. Goodness, I knew he was gonna wake up. But I guess that's a good thing because I can hit like just let anyone show up. So I'll be right back. Lucas, I'm coming. How did I know? Because you've been asleep for a while, haven't you? Okay. All right, we got a couple more seconds. I'll set this here because I need to take your medicine. Okay, let's see. Of course, you wake up right when mommy is ready. Is ready finally. Just move this closer then. Okay. All righty. Well, good evening, everybody. My apologies for being late. This is the reason why I'm late. Layla's great. She's at her dad's. She'll be back home tomorrow. Me and Luke been good. Hold on, let me fix your blanket. He was asleep this whole time. I finally was able to watch Friday's episode of, General Hospital. And I wanted to get my notes together because I didn't want to be talking all over the place. And I was like, oh man, he's going to wake up. I was like, he's going to wake up. And sure enough. All right. But I am ready still. I got my notes together. I hope everyone's doing well. I be trying to be early on time. I be trying to. There you go, love. Are you ready? You ready? No? Okay. Yeah. On. Okay. Well, I hope everyone has enjoyed their week. Hi, how are you? Oh, you are too? Yeah, I just got done watching it a few hours ago. Thank you very much. You see that? Susan said you're adorable. See, Lacey. Put it down just a little. Okay, there we go. See, she said you're so cute. Adorable. Alrighty. Well, I did see that the Daytime Emmys was this past weekend, I believe. General Hospital had some big wins. I saw that Jonathan Jackson, I believe also Nancy Lee Grahn, walked away with some Emmy Awards. I think that everyone looked fabulous on the red carpet in all of their outfits. My favorite was Jane Elliott, who plays Tracy Quartermaine. She looked great. And she was also giving me Diane Keaton vibes. And rest in peace to Diane Keaton, absolutely. He looks like me and Layla. Thank you very much. They do grow up so fast. He's already a month old. All right, so to start with, as I got my notes ready, so did anyone hear that the actor who plays Kai, I think his name is like Astrup something, I'm not quite sure, but he has now been placed off of contract. He has been taken off contract with the show. That doesn't necessarily mean that that he's completely gone, but they did not say that he was put on reoccurring status either. Yeah, so it was said that he wasn't placed on reoccurring status either. So we'll see if he ends up just disappearing or what's going to happen to him. But he is no longer on contract with the show. Many people that I, see make comments on X, that used to be Twitter. They did not mince their words. They weren't mean to the actor, but a lot of people feel as though he still has a lot of growing to do, that he wasn't very convincing in the role of Kai. And that, it just doesn't suit Trina, their relationship. So there are many people who are not sad to hear the news that the actor may likely not be on the show very much longer. It's not clear as to why he was taken off contract, whether it was his acting, whether it just didn't land well, or because of the most recent returns, if that has affected things like the budget. Did anybody else see the actor that plays Danny's leaving? He's leaving? I didn't see that. I'm going to have to look that up. But I wanted to go ahead and get Trina and Kai out the way because they had the least amount of scenes this week, and it was really quick. And then we could go on to talk about Carly this week. So it looks like Trina and Kai, at the start of the week, they went back to Drew's house to retrace their steps for the night that he got shot. They did reveal that they heard a ringtone, which was Scout's ringtone. So apparently Scout was calling Drew at the time of the shooting. When the shooting was occurring, of course, I don't believe we heard that because I think, they were playing some dramatic music leading up to, Drew's shooting. So that was something new that we heard. I know last week I had said that maybe Scout shot her dad. Who do you think shot Drew? Everyone that's currently on the suspect list is saying they didn't shoot him. Even Michael is like, I didn't shoot him. Willow said she didn't shoot him. Nina has an alibi. Portia and Curtis, hi, I'm glad you were able to. Curtis and Portia told each other that they didn't shoot Drew. So it has to be a least likely person that had to have done it. But everyone that's currently on the suspect list pretty much has said that they haven't been the ones to shoot him. So it's going to be interesting to find out who the actual culprit is. So after retracing their steps, it really wasn't much to their scenes. Hey, it really wasn't much to their scenes. Trina left before. You still think it's Willow in an alt? in an alter ego, like the altered state. Sorry. Willow did it, but I still have Scout on my list. I do have Scout on my list. I remember KB. I don't know if she's here yet or if she'll be joining us tonight. She was like, it was KB believes it's none of the kids did it. That it was none of the kids. Hey, baby, let's burp you. And if you're still hungry, I'll give you more. Okay. Hold on, do I have? But yeah, I'm not sad. I am not sad to see, Trina and Kai end. I just really don't find them interesting. But Trina, the only other thing about her scenes this week is that she was told by her parents that they are getting divorced. So, hey, all right then. We'll see if it actually goes through. Someone had mentioned Carly, and we could definitely go on and we could talk about her. So we could talk about Jason telling her about the WSP. Hey, baby. I think Willow. You was hoping the baby would be. I think Willow and Michael seeing her dump the gun. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Jason is, of course, the one that tells Carly that Jocelyn is a WSB agent. I think some people were surprised that Jason went ahead and told her. They thought that it was going to drag out a bit longer. But I'm so glad because it just rings true to their history, especially when, Carly was kind of like, why now after, you've been back for weeks. Since that whole thing with Britt and the 5 poppies, you didn't say anything then, so why are you saying anything now? And Jason just flat out said, because I don't lie to you. And I love that about their relationship. Yes, I'm very glad he told her. And so also he let her know that Jocelyn didn't want her to know. So he was trying to respect Jocelyn's wishes on that. Now, I am curious that, to see Jocelyn's reaction. I'm sure, of course, she will eventually forgive Jason, but I'm sure she's going to be hot as coals that he did not keep his mouth shut, especially since Jocelyn's last scenes this week, which is in Friday's episode, she passed by Britt and Jason, who were sitting inside of Bobby's. Britt again made another slick comment about her being a WSB agent and how Carly should be told. Maybe, she should know. And you know how Britt is. And Jocelyn said she will burn her life to the ground. She was like, girl, quit playing with me. I'm not going to keep doing this with you around town. Yes, you saved my life, but girl, I will burn yours to the ground. I was glad Joss told Carly. Jason told Carly, I can't wait to see what Carly says to him tomorrow. Okay. So, it was a wonderful performance. Laura Wright is just such a wonderful actress. Yeah, Jocelyn should know better. And the actress did a wonderful job. Just the way she was struggling to take in the information, the denial. She was just like, no, she's not. What are you talking about? The betrayal that she must feel. I think she's more definitely concerned and worried about Jocelyn being in danger. And the person that she's probably most angry with is Jack for, pretty much luring her daughter into becoming a WSB agent, because that's exactly what he did. And I will say that the actor who plays Jack, his performance, it didn't bother me this week. I know I've said that I do prefer the first Jack romantically with Carly. I will say that. Carly was just absolutely pissed. She smashed those roses that he gave her, and they were beautiful. And she just wants to pull Jocelyn out of this, but Jason was like, hey, she has a cover now. You can't blow her cover. That'll put her in even more danger. So it was very interesting to see the two of them kind of dance around the topic of Jocelyn being a WSB agent on Friday's episode, because Jocelyn and Carly, they had a heartfelt conversation, but it seems as though Carly, I like her approach to this, that she didn't just out the fact that she knows that her daughter, it's going to be hard for Carly to, yeah. I was very surprised that she didn't do that, but I think that she's taking the right approach and not and not just coming out and confronting Jocelyn head on with the knowledge of her being a WSB agent. I think she really hopes that her daughter will come to her when she's ready, if she needs to tell her mom about it. And it was interesting to see, you know, Jocelyn dance around it and try to explain. I prefer the original Jack as well. Agree he had chemistry with Carly and everyone else for that matter. Absolutely. But I don't know if you saw it on X why he said he decided to leave because the choice was his. He said the behind the scenes environment on GH was a bit toxic. Do you think she'll confront Jack or pretend not to know? I think since she didn't tell Jocelyn, she's going to pretend to not know in front of Jack. That's just my vote. Because I mean, because if she tells Jack and she wants Jocelyn not to know that she knows, Jack is gonna tell Jocelyn. I don't see him not telling her that her mom knows. No, Carly is gonna have to keep this close to the vest, and she's gonna drop that little doozy on them when the time is right. At least I hope. But we'll see what happens. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think Carly is going to confront Jack on the next episode, or do you think she's just gonna continue to play both of them like she don't know nothing? I like the second option. But we'll see what happens. It was a wonderful performance. I think the more Carly plays with Joss and Jack, we'll figure it out. I guess she played it well because, hi, Crystal. She played it well because she was very emotional, but she played it to the point that, oh, we've just been so distant with each other. And, you know, I just feel like, you know, things have changed between us. And Jocelyn told her mother, we're fine. We are fine, Mom. And Jocelyn said that she wants to do something with her life that matters. Of course, she's playing it like she's going to be in environmental science. And I'm assuming, if I'm remembering correctly, she's not really in college at this point. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I'm very, very glad that she knows. Great job, Jason. Great job. You are ace. Great friend. And again, it speaks to their history. Yes, I think she'll be passive aggressive with him and start detaching. Do you think that she will remain in a relationship with him overall? Or do you think that when you say detaching, that she'll eventually dump Jack? We'll have to see what happens with that as well. Because she did ask Jocelyn if the distance between her, the two of them, is because of Jack. But Jocelyn said, hey, Mom, if he makes you happy, then I'm good. So, all right, so we got that out the way. Let me go back up here to Portia and Curtis. Okay. All right, so Curtis was suggesting she needs to keep him close, probably to get as much information as she can and make sure her daughter is safe. That would be a good idea. Yeah, Jocelyn and Trina haven't really shared scenes. I do like Trina and Emma as well. I like their scenes, but still, it's not enough of them. Definitely not enough. Jack will do her another favor and have him deal with Drew. Hi, Beauty for Ashes. So Curtis was suggesting that they pause the divorce because he was concerned that Drew would possibly point the finger at them for shooting him and that they would not be able to testify against each other if they were still married. Portia and Curtis both said to each other that they did not shoot Drew. Portia, though, was down to remain married if it meant protecting Curtis, which I thought was pretty cool. I know it was the last week, but that scene where Curtis and Portia confronted Drew together. Oh, yes, Andrew. Snap for that. I was saying that was great. Those are those moments where Curtis and Portia really work together. They really work. When it comes to getting down to business, she did a great job. I was so here for her giving it to Willow like, Miss Tate, this is not the emergency room. And then Drew thinking that oh, you gotta speak nice to her. Sir, that is her boss. Drew, you just got some nerve. But it was really great scenes how they played him on that. And he realized after they left. So they are going to move forward with the divorce. Or at least they did tell Trina. They are going to wait, though, until the shooter has been found. Let me see here. Curtis did say that if he had been the one to shoot Drew, he would have wanted him to see it coming. Hey, baby. He would have wanted him to see him coming. I would have looked him in his eyes. And Portia did spill the tea that she was at Liz's house when the PCPD came with a warrant and that they have a suspect in Willow Tate. And of course, as I mentioned, they did tell Trina, they broke the news that they are getting a divorce. But Portia has still conveniently left out that she is pregnant. I was glad to hear that that she was pregnant with Curtis' child. You think the child is Curtis's? Because last time I checked, it hasn't been confirmed yet. But do you think the child is Curtis's child? Honey, it's messy up in here. We like a mess. We like a mess. We like a mess. He gonna be so heartbroken. Curtis, daddy shot Drew. You think it was Hat Daddy? Oh my. Not Hat Daddy. All right, so that was pretty much it for Portia and Curtis this week. So now moving on, I think I want, who's next? There's so many people. Do we think Trina should tell her parents she got rid of the evidence? I think that she should. I mean, they are a tight-knit family who protects each other. So she will be safe with her parents to tell them. But they pretty much figured it out that, Drew has nothing on them at this point. Portia about to wait another 20 years to reveal she doesn't know who her child's father is. Old habits die hard. Rick, When I tell you, look, when this story first got started, I didn't know where they were going with it. But honey, let me just say, Rick, Alexis, Ava, Christina, all of them, Cody, poor Molly never knows anything. Molly never knows anything. But I actually think it works to her advantage. Yeah, Trina needs to tell her parents what she did. But I just didn't know where they were going with this. But I actually have the outcome of this story has been great, and it was funny. It was funny. I love Rick and the Rickettes. Hilarious. I like that, Rick and the Rickettes. Who called them? Who called them? What was that? Who he said the crazy coven? He called them a crazy coven. Is that what? Did Cody say that, or did Rick say that? Wait, Cody found out they were holding Rick. Yeah, it was Outback who found him. Outback found him. Lord have mercy. Before we get into this, I will say I'm so glad. You said I didn't know I needed the Ava, Christina, Alexis team up, but they were hilarious. Rick at the end was killing me. Last year they had Ava in some absolute crap with Sonny and all that, So I'm so glad that she's away from that. A lot of people at one point, with the whole blackmail of what she was doing with, extorting Alexis for money and holding the car for ransom. Some people's like, oh, Alexis, why don't you tell Sonny? Why don't you tell Sonny? I'm so glad Sonny didn't get involved in this. Sonny was not needed in this. And this is just another instance where the show, I'm so glad that we're seeing that the show isn't being carried by the character of Sonny Corinthos. All of these actors are doing a terrific job. And it's just been wonderful to see in the last decade the shift away from it being all mob all the time. So it was Sonny wasn't needed in this. Everyone who was in this story, it was just great. It was so great. Let me see. I'm enjoying the show having another mischievous dog. Such a throwback from the 90s. Yeah. When you what was it? Lucky had a dog, Foster, Annabelle. And they had a baby. So yeah, the shenanigans that went on there. I miss those days. I really do. But okay, so let's get into this. Where are my notes about them? So Rick had a dream that he was saved by Elizabeth. It turned out that he was woken up by Christina, who was there to give him his meal of a smoothie as he was tied up. And he was telling her, "You're no better than me." But I love Sonny, but it's great seeing characters having amazing stories away from him. Yeah, it absolutely is. Let them shine, because each and every person on the show is important. They have chops. They know what they're doing. And it actually shows that the writers can write, can write for everybody. So it was just really great. So he was telling Christina, "You're no better than me. You're down here with the rest of us. You and your mom used to have your noses and chin up in the air." Pretty much what he said. And Christina, she wasn't here for it. I'm glad she didn't buckle underneath the pressure, whatever Rick was saying. And, she gagged him again before leaving and told him, pretty much, you deserve where you at, bro. So after she left is when Outback showed up in the dream with Elizabeth. And now he was in, he was there with Cody. He was just continuously barking. And Cody decided to happen downstairs. Rick was yelling for a little bit, was like, help! Or he was trying to, he was gagged. Rick should have gotten away and got his money back, but no, he had to dagger Alexis' throat. Yeah, he did that last week. He would have got away. His little slow butt. But did you see it? Did you see it? He tried to save the money by closing the laptop. It didn't work, but he tried. And then Cody was like, I don't know what you and Alexis are into. I about died. I was like, oh my God. It was really funny. Before the women realized that Rick was no longer captive, Alexis and Ava were at the office. And, they were just monitoring if the money had processed through and gone back, and discussing, that pretty much after this, it's over, And Alexis and her were talking about moving on. Alexis says she wants peace, and she apologized to Ava. And Ava was taken aback. I mean, I'm loving this for her. I'm loving this for all these ladies right now, because I think we all were exhausted with the whole Christina continuously blaming Ava. I mean, just Cody was hilarious when he was like, you're all crazy. I don't know how any of you are related to Molly. I'm out. Yes, he was. I'm so glad that even though he's not on contract, he's on reoccurring. It still feels like we see him so much that he is a contract player. So I'm really glad about that. I love the scene between Alexis and Ava, two queens. Absolutely. They did such a phenomenal job. And it didn't end there. When Christina did show up, Ava turned over the keys and, said, it's over. It's over. Hey, I'm getting my money back. Your mom's getting her money back. You can go ahead and destroy the car and we can go on with our lives. They didn't hug, but they shook it out. And it just felt like such a great moment. And finally, I want to see the forward movement for Christina. No more Adela. Your sister was calling the baby Irene at the PCPD when she was talking to your brother Dante. Okay, I don't want to hear about it no more. Move on. So what's going to happen with Christina next? She no longer has Charlie's. We'll just have to see, unless they rebuilt it. Also, when they got back to the house and they were still monitoring what was happening with the money, Ava told Alexis that she's a good mom. And Alexis said, I think we have that in common. And I just love the look on Ava's face about that compliment. I don't think she's told that enough, especially when you think about what happened between her and Kiki. So for her to have heard something like that, that was a wonderful moment for them. So let me get back here. All right. So at that point, Christina came inside and she was wondering where was Cody, because his truck was nearby. And they were just like, and then, I don't know, Alexis was telling some little cockamamie story. Oh, maybe he met up with Molly and they went for a walk. I'm really curious to how Rick is going to get revenge on the Coven. Yes, the crazy Coven. There we go. The crazy Coven. Because Alexis is like, I know Rick. I know him. He's coming for us. He gonna be mad because he tried to stop that money from getting back. But Alexis was like, well, maybe he went off for a walk with Molly. Maybe that's what Cody was doing. And as Ava and Christina went to go check on their prisoner, he done came through the front door with Cody, honey. When I tell you they was putting on a show in front of Cody, they was putting on a show. I mean, Rick was ranting and raving and going off. I was kidnapped. And then they were sitting there pointing fingers at each other. I mean, blackmail, extortion. Tried to kill me, the car crash. I mean, it was all coming out. I mean, Cody knows all the tea. And Molly never gets to know anything. But I feel like it's okay that Molly doesn't know. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to know everything. It would drive you crazy if you need to know everything. Oh, you see, you're going to rewatch it? It would just drive you nuts if you knew everything. So actually, you being protected, Molly. Just live your normal life, honey. You don't need to know all the crazy things these people do. The fact that I just can't. Because, I mean, they would all be going to jail. Mm-hmm. All of them except Cody and Outback. They'd all be going to jail, son. Mm-hmm. And then as you were saying, Cody was like, y'all are all nuts. He was trying to get up out of there. Unbeknownst to them, Molly had approached. Well, Molly and Cody had met up before then. They were talking at Bobby's. Molly is investigating some cattle case that's going on. So she was asking Cody some questions about things that he is familiar with. Then Elizabeth showed up, and she was just having a bad feeling about them not being able to reach Rick and trying to see what detox center he would be going to. And then she went down to the PCPD and she talked to Dante about it, who was surprised at how close the two of them had gotten. And Molly had him ping Rick's phone, and that's how she was able to realize his location. I am curious. Do you think Molly is going to ever wonder why Ava was there? Or have they been able to explain Ava's presence to Molly? Because I would be like, Ava, what are you even doing here? Y'all been hanging around this woman way too much. I think she was doing background research. A cowboy but lied to Cody because she doesn't want him to know about. Oh, thank you for that. Ryan Peavy is back on contract. Yes, he sure is, and we are definitely going to talk about that. Let's wrap this up here with the Davis what was they called, the crazy coven. Oh my goodness, where am I at in my notes? Anyway, Rick told his daughter. I don't think they addressed it at all about why Ava is there. Hey, Aaron. But Rick told Molly that he, by mistake, joined a cult. What was that he said? Crazy coven, there we go. What was that he said he drank Asawaka? What was that? What he said he drank? I'm probably not gonna ever say it right, but he said he drank something and he was just out of his mind, and then he escaped, and then that's when he was so discombobulated that Cody came upon him. And Lord have mercy, I cried some more when Ava and Christina was like, "Oh my goodness, Cody, wow." And Ava's like, "Yeah, don't downplay it. You did such a great thing. Hi, how you doing?" Like, Christina, Alexis wasn't really saying much. She was just looking around like, oh my goodness. Oh Lord. I had so much fun with those scenes. And yes, Alexis, after Rick left, the money made it back. Christina said the car is destroyed. Ava got what she deserves. And Alexis is, of course, very concerned about how Rick is going to retaliate. But the one thing that Christina seemed very confident about is that Cody will not say anything. And I will have to agree. I don't think Cody's going to say anything unless, like, he absolutely has to. He and Molly, of course, were the ones to take Rick to the hospital, who reunited with Elizabeth finally. I really like those two. I really do. The longevity of their history, it warms my heart. And he did admit to Elizabeth that Nina paid him to represent Willow and that he didn't do it out of the goodness of his heart. Is he a criminal defense attorney, or does it matter? Like, you could just be whatever kind of attorney you want to be. Maybe he might be. Maybe we'll just have to see, because I don't know anybody else really in town unless they bring somebody, else on that can do it. So Rick really at this point is her only option for on-screen lawyers anyway. So now that he's back, he might as well get down into it. I mean, Diane practices all type of law. You're right, Aaron. So if Rick want to go ahead and throw in, he need to make some money after how they just robbed him. We're running out of lawyers. Can you believe that? I think for the longest time, the only lawyers we had was Alexis and Diane. Now we got 5 of them. We got Alexis, Diane, Marco, Rick, and Martin, and it's still not enough. Why can't Martin do it again? Conflict of interest, because he's Drew. He represents Drew, and Willow is being charged for shooting Drew. So he was just telling them, like, he can't do that, and not only that, he didn't want to do that. But we're gonna get into that. But those were really great scenes. Very funny this week. Very funny scenes this week. You miss Scotty. All right, so let us talk about Nathan. Let's get back to that. So Nathan seems in a I want to put you down, but I feel like if I do, you're going to wake up. I see your eyes right now. Yeah, you're gonna wake up. Never mind. Anyway, Nathan is out of the hospital and he seems very driven to move forward and reestablish himself in Port Charles after having no idea where he's been, what he's been doing, or anything in the last 7 years. He showed up at Anna's office and he had, chopped it up with them real quick. Dante caught the vibe and left them alone. And he was saying, hey, can you help me get my job back at the PCPD? How long do you think till they bring back Peter? I'm not sure. But it's all possible. Because, Anna was talking to Jack about how she saw them have Faison's brain in a jar. And I'm like, girl, that could have been anybody's brain. As you can see, Nathan's body was in the coffin. And that don't matter. So I'm like, girl, are you sure Cesar isn't alive somewhere? Nathan is the new Peter. That's a speculation. But right now he's acting normal. Like, I'm not, like, even the way he was helping Nina this week and how he was talking to Dr. O, like, it didn't give Peter vibes, like, personality wise, So I'm thoroughly confused. I'm thoroughly confused. The main thing about Nathan this week was that he's not interested to know anything about the last 7 years. And Anna was like, you need to slow down because we need to account for your whereabouts and you may not ever be able to rejoin the PCPD. Like, that is the very first thing, because whatever was happening to you in the last 7 years, Anna was right. It's clear that you follow General Hospital Snark. So do I. I love that page on Facebook. But, what if whatever was going on in the last 7 years can trace you back to your family here and now? You need to figure that out. Him not wanting to know a sketch. Yes, that was one of them. Then the other thing about him that was throwing me off, Britt needs to pipe up and tell us what's going on. But she could pipe up and ask Jason for a co-signing, but we'll get back to that. But when they were all, okay, let's segue into this real quick. So Rocco is really getting enmeshed in the Westbourne Obrecht family. And I'm like, how many months is your, he's 1 month old. He's 1 month old. You want to say hi, Luke? You want to say hi? Huh? He's 1 month old. Oh, it's coming on. It's okay as long as you don't throw up. Mm-hmm. But what's going on with that? It seems like Britt knows about Nathan. He could have a wife and kids after 7 years. Rocco needs a therapist. Boy, if that ain't your family, you don't know them. Yeah, like his uncle Nathan. I'm like, Layla's doing great. She's with her father this weekend. She'll be back home tomorrow. But I'm just like, what? Like, what? Like, I understand the woman physically gave birth to you. But, like, if I was Lulu, I really would be having a hard time. And I know Lulu has been somewhat, annoying. And some people have said that they'd rather trade her to have Sam back. But I have to side with Lulu on this. This would just be making me feel uncomfortable and upset. Like, this woman had the nerve to steal my embryo. And now years later, I still have to deal with it because my son wants to get to know that family like it's his biological. I don't know. I don't really understand what's happening. I just don't get it. Like, from Rocco's perspective, I'm really trying. I guess just curiosity, but like now they're having family dinner together. Oh, all right. It's all right. Uncle Nathan sent me off like, no, I get him kind of wanting to know about Britt, just know some stuff, but that is not your family. It's not. It's really not. And it's just a slap in the face. Britt Westbourne stole Dante and Lulu's embryo. She carried it for 9 months. Yeah, she did. And it's just like, but you shouldn't even get to reap any positive benefits off of what you did, And it's like a little slap in the face a little bit. At least it would feel like that to me if I was in Lulu's shoes. Like, this woman did this to me and now my son is curious about her. He wants to know about her and spend time with her and her family and eat dinner with them like they're a family. No, But anyhow, after Nathan left Anna at the PCPD, Charlotte gonna get bread? Yeah, because Valentine warned her. And then Rocco sent that. What's up, baby? You squirmy. And then Rocco sent that selfie they took to her. I'm glad she didn't show Lulu because I think Lulu's heart would have gotten her throat. It's natural for him to be curious, I suppose. I don't mind it because, hold on, sorry. Everything be going so fast. Was that a... I don't mind it because I don't like when the villains of the show are too boxed out. Having some allies connections makes things interesting to me. That's a great perspective. He got his mother's back after years in a coma. His brother, mom, Sam died, and you're like, I want to know my second mom. No, just no. Okay. You okay? Still burping. You got any burps? Aw, you look upset. What is it? See if that works. Okay. But so Nathan ended up going to meet Dante at Bobby's because he had questions about his name is Lucas. So he had questions about Nina because he was there when Nina ended up getting arrested because they, I guess, pretty much a conspiracy to murder were her charges. He even intervened between Nina and Carly, and we're gonna get to that. Then he asked Dante for some information, and Nathan ended up showing up for Nina at the DA's office because the DA was trying to offer Nina a deal. And they are saying, hey, recant your statement, and I think she'll get some probation. But Nina is just very headstrong to say that she does not want to. You think they're gonna kiss? Oh, wow. So Nina doesn't want to recant her statement because she feels like she's going to do more damage to Willow if she doesn't say, hey, I was there. She was even telling the DA that the footage was a fake. The footage was fake footage. Hey, it's very possible in this day and age, especially with AI. I've been seeing quite amazing things now that AI has been ramping up. So she could say that. But Marco and then Nathan, they were like, girl, I think you just need to go ahead and tell the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just tell the truth. You know, you holding on to this lie might make it even worse for your daughter. So she did not give an answer by the end of Friday's episode. Happy that Nina has another ally, Nathan. Lord knows she needs one. Yes. And I'm just so very happy that Nathan, I like Nathan so much because, again, I don't know if he's somebody else, somebody is inhabiting his body, but for right now, he seems very much like himself. And Nathan is very grounded. He, you know, as the man in a family of women. I mean, he's surrounded. I mean, he's got Britt, he's got his mother, then he's got Nina, and now he has Willow. So Nina needs to wake up and realize that her daughter needs psychiatric help. I think it's ridiculous. Oh, that Tracy went to Marco's. But Nathan is like the person that's very grounded because he pulled Dr. O to the side and was like, can't you just be grateful? I mean, we're all here together. Could you have said that a month ago, that both of your children will be alive and sitting with you here in the Metro Court? And, you know, he's right. Do you know how many people wish they could have a blessing like that? So, I mean, he's just very grounding force, and I love his relationship with all of the women, honestly, with Britt, with Dr. O, and especially with Nina. I love that she got her J back. And I mean, I think he was trying his best to give her sound advice and what have you, to say to tell the truth. What do you think? Do you think Nina should tell the truth and take the deal from the DA? Or do you think she needs to stick to her guns? I mean, either way, I'm sure Nina is not going, Nina's going to be out on bail. I don't see this really sticking because there's just so much other things going on with this case. Um, yeah, I like the recast of Charlotte. I do. Does anyone else like the Charlotte recast? Nathan probably was a Winter Soldier situation. Nathan has to stay nice not to blow his cover. That's another one. And that brings me to the next thing that for me was a red flag is that when they were sitting for dinner and they were talking to Rocco and he said he had more questions, he brought up Cesar Faison and tell the truth. She should tell the truth. And Faison's name is coming up a lot. It came up with Valentine and Jack, Anna and Dante. Now here at this table, she's fine. She doesn't say Papa like quite the original. Yeah, I guess they transitioned her out of it. Nina always makes the wrong decision. And but when they were sitting there talking about Faison, and Britt was like, no, he's bad news. I mean, because, Rocco did have a point. A lot of people were saying things about them that, wasn't necessarily all that. That's what I'm thinking too. Like somebody's going to say a trigger word and he's going to crash out. Could be. Yes, this is a great recast. Her and Michael's recast were great. That and the actress who plays Emma right now, that Emma recast is a great one. The old man is probably coming back. I think so too. You okay with Charlotte? Me too. I like her. I think it's because the other Charlotte, she wasn't on so much. We're very familiar with her, of course, but she kind of was only like here and there. So I think it made room for us to accept another recast. And she looks spot on for the part, honestly. She does look spot on. And Lulu, yeah. I think that this is the closest, she definitely, yeah. Yeah, I like Lulu. I do. I haven't felt this way about Lulu since Julie. But when they were talking about Faison and Britt was saying how bad he is, Nathan was just kind of looking like he didn't look he needed to be upset. I needed him to be upset because when you woke up and you were in that hospital room and you were talking to Nina and you were talking to Anna, you thought you were in there because you were shot by Faison, and you're told that people thought you were dead for 7 years, and you say, "Oh my God, I love the new Michael." Yeah. You thought, people thought you were dead for 7 years. You missed 7 years of your life. And it started because that man put a bullet in you. I feel like he should have said something to back Britt up on that. Like he was just too quiet for me. And that was a red flag for me. Yes, he barely had no emotion about Maxie being in a coma. I feel like I thought he expressed himself very well because he even told Spinelli he still feels like she's his wife. But I can see what you're saying. Maybe it should have been a bit more. I think the story is definitely lacking without the presence of Maxie. We had talked about that last week, and I think everyone who was in the chat that time, we were all saying that definitely we don't want to recast. We want to wait until the actress comes back. I don't know if anyone saw in the news, but the actress who plays Maxie apparently. There's something going on with her brain that they found in January of this year, and they have to operate. So that was another reason likely for her moving out of Hollywood. I think she's going to Tennessee, right? So definitely I'm praying for her and just a full recovery and that she can come back. It makes sense now why they granted her an extended leave. I mean, that has to be so scary. But I hope she's able to come back. These soap stars love Tennessee. Yeah. If I was Nathan, I would run to go see Maxie in a coma. I mean, they could have somebody sitting in the bed. They don't have to revive her. But the thing is, Aaron, is that Nathan is kind of moving weird because he should really be investigating. Like he's just like, I want to move forward. And it's okay, but it's like, how can you move forward when you don't know what's been going on the last 7 years? So you're right. It's just his it's so subtle. It's not like extremely alarming how he's moving, but it's like subtle. And I like it because it leaves you wondering. It's such a mystery. It's like, what is going on here, you know? She had a lot of health issues over the years. She sure has. Sure has. So that is on the Nathan front. Let us get to, let's see. Let's get to Nina. Way too subtle. I don't know if it's the acting or the writing. Brain aneurysm. Thank you. That's exactly what it was. So Nina fits right in with Drew. She really does. They always love to gloat when they haven't won a damn thing. She's sitting there showing up to Bobby's, saying how she's having such a great morning or whatever, and that Michael is finally being reasonable. Oh, girl. Got a new heart? Me too. Girl, like Nina, your daughter hasn't won a damn thing. Like, it's like, so what? She's getting supervised visits. I mean, I just, they always like to win. Like, they always like to gloat prematurely, her and Drew, you know? Nina needs to grow up. I don't think that'll ever happen. Because, you know, Carly for real just be minding her business. Like, she's actually at her business, minding her business. And then just Nina want to stir the pot. But hey, we love, you know, we love to see it. Yeah, shut up. Your daughter ain't won a damn thing. I like the original Emma that grew up as Robin and Patrick's daughter. That's understandable. Absolutely. We've definitely developed an attachment to her, and she was a wonderful actress. I've seen posts about her and her journey in college, and it looks like she's very happy with the path she's on. Nina is loud and exhausting. Willow stalked a newborn she knows. Yeah. You know, but you know, we as family, they protect their own. So she was just sitting there gloating. Let me see here. And then, of course, she blames Michael for why Willow's situation with the kids is so bad. You know, again, this is where Nina fits right in with Willow and Drew, because the ongoing theme in their lives is that Michael is at fault for everything wrong in their lives. And I thought that Nina, you know, at least was a bit more mature than they were, you know, especially in how she was trying to get Willow away from Drew. But Carly, of course, brought up the great point that had you been honest from the start, it probably wouldn't have gotten as far as it has. I love it when her face dropped when she thought they were. Even Sonny was concerned. Sonny, before he showed up, he was over there talking to Michael. And this Michael, Val had said it, is a great Michael recast. And it's just, he plays it differently than Chad. I mean, that's obvious. He's like, it's like mysterious. It's like, what is Michael doing? She sure did. This Michael has like an edge. Like, we all call him Dark Michael. And like, it's just, hey baby, you okay? Yeah, they don't know how to take accountability at all. And it's just like, you don't know where, like, I absolutely believe that his number one priority is the kids. I believe in when he says, you know, he don't give a damn about Willow. You know, he certainly is. He certainly is. I like how it's played because I'm just trying to figure him out. Even when Tracy was like, you know, you inherited that cute trait. Like, I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Well, when it came to Chad's Michael, I still say I was not prepared for him because I was still into Drew as Michael, Drew Garrett, and then they just switched him out so abruptly. And then Chad, he had his moments, but it just, you know, yeah, Chad's Michael was definitely a pushover. Definitely a pushover. The only time he really came out on top was when he started playing Nell, when she was pregnant. And I love that. It's, you know, that was a good moment. It was like, oh, okay, cool. Drew got fired. Yeah, he did. And, you know, so I think Michael is just protecting his kids. Yeah, I absolutely believe he's protecting his kids. When he says he didn't shoot Drew, I believe him. It's just unfortunate that he happened to be at Drew's home I don't know if that woman's going to hold up to the pressure, like Sonny said. Is she going to be able to hold up to the pressure of an interrogation and, keep up that alibi? Because nobody believes the alibi, unfortunately. Nobody does. And Nina was throwing that in Carly's face, saying, oh, well, yeah, right. He probably did it. Then Nina was like, no, you probably did it. We know how far you'll go to protect your kids. You will do the same thing, Nina. Somebody just threw that up. I think Dante said that to Nathan when he was talking to him. Was like, how far is Nina willing to go? You was willing to give her a fake alibi, So shoot, girl, you might murder is the next thing. I mean, you have done plenty. But anyway, Dante did show up to talk to Sonny. And he let Sonny know that there are warrants. Chad still has that teenage look, and Rory has a grown-up look. Chad taking Avery away from Sonny was a preview into Dark Michael, but Rory is the final form. I agree. Dante let Sonny know that there are warrants, but none of them are for Michael. So Sonny went straight over to Bobby's and thought that it was Carly, and he was trying to get her out of there. He was like, look, I got a plane waiting. I want friends like that. I want an ex-husband like that got a plane waiting for me to get me out the country. I'm looking forward to it too. Get me out the country, honey. And Nina was like, oh, I guess Carly's going to get arrested after all. Oh my God. When it was her, I knew it was gonna be Willow, but I was like, they arrested Nina too. Oh my God. Sonny went to save Carly, which is the best. Yeah, I love that. Even hey, he was ready to take her away. Yo, I do love their dynamic. Even though they're divorced, they still lit. I love them. And she got arrested all up in there, honey. It was beautiful to see. Especially, it was absolutely beautiful to see Willow being arrested. Now let's take a segue into Drew and Willow, because all of this ties into each other. I'm so glad they were there to see Nina get arrested. Sonny doesn't give a crap about Nina. Good, because he threw his whole marriage away for that heifer. Okay, so Drew and Willow, what I wrote here was they're constantly blaming and accusing Michael of trying to ruin their lives. And they don't admit that they're the culprits and they're responsible for their lives. They act like they have absolutely no control. Michael is just doing everything. I mean, he has really brainwashed Willow away from who Michael is. She just thinks the worst of him. And it's just Drew just pumping it and pumping it and pumping it into her. So anything that comes up, she's just so willing to believe that Michael is just such a bad and powerful guy. And I'm like, what else did I write? I wrote, Willow wants Michael arrested, of course, because if he is, she gets the kids back without having to work for it. She don't really want to put in any effort to earn the kids back. When Willow told Drew I wanted to borrow, she really doesn't get it. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, because he was just like, oh, move back in with me. She did eventually agree to move back in with him, but I still feel like there was just this awkwardness there. But hey, she still did it. Okay. Oh my gosh. These two. He's working to convince Willow that Michael is super pressed about their relationship. And he was saying that it would prove their case even more because, if Michael, if she moves in and Michael keeps the kids away from her because she moved in with him, and it's just yada, yada, yada. And he keeps saying, oh, it's not going to be months before you see your kids. And I'm like, it already has been. And I'm like, Willow, you keep falling for the same thing that he's saying, that he's going to get your kids back. First, he said you weren't going to lose your kids. Now he keeps saying you're going to get them back. And it just, there's been no progress on that front. And I wrote this note. It's like, the more they go after Michael in a negative way, it gets worse for Willow. Everything in their world is Michael's fault. And it's just to me, Willow has Nina's DNA. Yeah, Drew's way too giddy to send him back. And then Willow is down for it too. So, and then also, when Willow was telling him about how she gets to see the kids, and of course they're like, oh, inside in front of a court-ordered psychiatrist and all that. Like, Drew is always ready to ruin whatever progress Willow and Michael are making. He's always trying to throw shade on it, always trying to make her feel insecure about it. Of course, because he don't want any type of civility between the two of them. It's just really awful, honestly. And so she goes to the little play date with the kids. I would love for Nell to come back, honey. If the whole family is coming back, let them come back. And so she ends up getting arrested in front of the children. I was like, whoa, whoa. And Michael's just chilling there like, finally, game one. Got your ass, bitch. Like, for real, because that's exactly what she wanted to see from Michael. Exactly what she wanted to see. Willow knows what happened to Michael and Drew, and they want to send Michael to prison. Is disgusting. They know what happened to him. Anyway, yep, she's arrested during this therapy session. And Martin is sent down there to help her out because, Martin goes to tell Drew. Drew starts freaking out, and he's like, he just always gives Martin orders, never a thank you, nothing. So Martin goes down there. He's telling Willow, girl, we need to get you bail, okay? First, let's just get you out of here. If somebody's telling me they're going to get me out of here, I'm listening. This woman, she don't even care about getting out of here at that moment. All she talking about is what Drew has been pumping in her for weeks, which is we're going to shift the blame to Michael. Now she fully believes that Michael is the one who did it. And I mean, hey, I will give her a pass on that, only in the sense that Michael and Carly were recently at Elizabeth's house. Michael had a window of opportunity to plant the gun if he wanted to. He certainly did. So, but Willow is all in believing that this is what he did. Martin needs to grow a pair and leave those two lunatics. He sure does. I mean, shoot, there are plenty of other. There are people that need lawyers. Okay, there are people that need lawyers, sir. Carly never went upstairs. Yeah, Carly never went upstairs. But also I don't think the PCPD has revealed where they, like, I don't know. Who knows where they found the gun? Did Diane tell them where they found the gun? Do they know that it was upstairs? Did Diane get that information? A check is a check. Well, Martin is about that money. We know that. Because if not, he wouldn't be working for Drew. I don't think so. I think he really can't stand Drew at this point. I think the only common bond that they have is that they don't like Tracy. That's their common bond. I think they said it. Yeah, they said it was in Willow's room in her stuff, but I was wondering if Diane got that information, because I know Dante did. And I was wondering if Diane had told them. I can't remember if she told them specifically where the gun was found. But you're right. Carly didn't go upstairs. She didn't go upstairs at all. Liz went upstairs. She was downstairs and then she left. Michael really is the only one who had an open amount of time because Elizabeth was gone before Willow got home. So this doesn't look good. And I am a bit worried. You see, he's still in the poorhouse here. I'm a bit concerned that this is going to turn on its head and Michael's going to end up arrested, because I mean, it's looking real sus for him. I don't think he shot Drew. I really don't think he shot Drew, but it's looking a little bit suspect for him, honestly, Anyhow, Drew was panicking. You wonder if Tracy's right about Ronnie. We're gonna talk about that. Baby, can I put you down? Can I put you down right here? Because mommy's arm is hurting. Let's see if I can get you to lay in your chair. Okay. Success. Whew, Lord have mercy. My arm needed a break. Okay, let me flip this. She's just gonna sit up and down. Okay, that's cool with me. All right, so let me get it closer. I was hoping Michael has proof that Willow was stalking and trying to unalive Drew. Where was I? So when Drew was panicking, he decides to make a phone call, and I absolutely enjoyed this delicious interaction. By the way, I squealed when I saw Erica in the crypt. I was like, he going. She was playing Vicky. Oh, that would have been pretty. That would have been pretty wild if she had played Vicky Lord. But Sidwell showed up to Drew's home after being summoned over there. And Drew made it clear that he wanted Sidwell to shift the blame away from him when it came to the judge, shift the suspicion away from him, and to frame Michael for that, as well as to frame Michael for his shooting. So, Willow can get out, get her kids, and Michael can go behind bars. I never loved Sidwell more in that scene. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Mandy. And Sidwell, at first, Drew was just kind of like thinking to himself, he sure did, TV Chica sure did. Drew was like, oh, Sonny had to have been the one that had killed the judge. He had to have done it. And then, let me see here. He said, anything I did to the judge, you did too. I think that was his exact quote. Anything I did to the judge, you did too. And Sidwell let Drew know, you work for me now. I will not be summoned like this again. When I call you, you are to come to me. Finally, somebody got this little mofo under their thumb. I'm so sick. Thank you, Sidwell. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody got Drew in his place. Somebody. My God. And then Drew was like, you set me up and all that. Another annoying moment of Drew this week when he showed up at the PCPD on crutches demanding to see Willow. Chase is like, you can't go in there. She's being investigated for shooting you. You guys have no authority at your own police station. You guys are a joke. I don't care if you're a congressman. I was so upset. I was like, throw his ass out. What kind of authority do you people have up in there? This is your police station, not his. He's a congressman in Washington, D.C. What? Throw his ass out. I was so, just Chase, for God's sake, where are your balls at? And I'm about to ride Chase's ass in a second. I promise you. Anyway, so he just bulldozes his way in to see Willow. Willow's like, oh, I didn't do it. And, Drew believes her. And then, Drew is telling Martin, he's staying right in Drew's way, like, no. You said Paw Patrol neuter Chase. The only balls Chase has is when it comes to getting in Dante's face about Michael. That's the only balls he has. God. And then, Martin is in there talking about, you need a criminal defense lawyer. He's, I can't take your case. This is a conflict of interest. And I promise you, Martin is so mistreated by Drew. This man does a lot for you. You got some daggone nerve sometimes. I swear, if it wasn't for the money, I would tell Martin to get away from him. And he was like telling him, well, if you ain't gonna help, get out. And he was like, look, I'll see y'all at the arraignment because you're gonna need me. Okay, Martin was like, I know enough to know you're gonna need me. All right, you sit there and talk all this crap all you want to, and the next time something happens, Drew's gonna call Martin immediately. So whatever, Drew, whatever. Hey, baby, I woke you up. You're so cute. Hi, honey. Hi, babe. But what's that? Hi. So now where we are, does Chase really think that Dante would send his own brother back to jail? I think Dante, he and Molly have been getting on my nerves with the way they've been talking to Anna about certain things, especially Molly. But I wouldn't put it past Dante. I wouldn't put it past him. Imagine simping for Willow. That's all that Chase does, and he's married. Simping for his ex-girlfriend. Yeah, real hard. But I mean, we're gonna get to Chase in a second. But Willow and Drew ended off with Willow saying that Drew was right. He was right. Michael, you know, my father of my children shot you. And she's like, I got to get my kids away from him. He's dangerous. I got to get them away from him. And he's like, and then Drew, of course, is telling Willow, oh, it's not going to be long until you get your kids back. We just got to get you out of here first. And then Willow is like, you said you would lie, about seeing Michael shoot you. Would you really do that for my kids? And the devilish look on this man's face. So I'm very concerned that, and I wish that other people who knew that Drew was trying to use them to frame Michael, like Jordan, would come forward and talk to Anna and be like, hey, I could testify and tell you that Drew was trying to get me to, push you to, towards Michael as being the shooter. I really think people should be telling the police this so, they can understand like where Drew is coming from, that he's trying to purposely blame, Michael. Now let's get on to Chase. Okay, so Chase and Brooklyn has scenes this week. Brooklyn, I believe we start with her being inside, the kitchen because she's packing up the tea set because it caused friction between Ronnie and Tracy, and she just doesn't want to rock the boat. But later on, she decides to pull it back out because she's like, okay, I want to throw a tea party to see if we can. At one point, Chase was kind of right, but Willow has gone off the deep end since then. Yeah, I feel you on that. Hey, baby. Hold on a second. What did I do with it? Oh. Hi. Hi, Amy. Hi, baby. So, now she wants to do a tea party because she feels like this is a way to welcome Ronnie. I do agree with Michael, who said, it seems like beer and shots is more her thing. Like maybe see who Ronnie is and do something that Ronnie would like to introduce people to her instead of trying to do something that Lila would have loved to have done. I mean, we're 4 generations away from Lila. I mean, come on, girl, get with it. But she's trying to welcome Ronnie into the family, and she wants to do her best to try to preserve the home should Ronnie want to try to sell it or something like that. You said, I really hope Michael gets the proof that Willow was messing with Daisy. I think a lot of us do. Take Ronnie to the axe throwing bar. Yeah, that seems like that would be more her speed, definitely. So that was something that she wanted to do. She pretty much pushed Ronnie to do the tea party. Tracy, we're gonna get to Tracy, but she pretty much pushed her to do it. And then Chase stated that he was off the case, but then they call him to arrest Nina. And I'm like, if he's off the case, I don't think he should have even been anywhere near the case at all. Like, I mean, maybe he's not investigating, he's arresting somebody, but I don't think he should be doing anything having to do with the case at all. But I guess they just don't have any other officers, So, oh no, baby. So, I and neither should Dante. Thank you. At least I feel like Dante is much more level-headed than Chase is being. And I think that's because, he had a sexual romantic relationship with Willow, whereas Dante didn't have none of that going on with his brother. And Dante keeps telling this man, you got to calm down because you seem real biased, bro. Like, stop. So, let me get back to my no, honey. So Brooklyn, she's better than me because I would be giving him all type of attitude. You know what I'm saying? But he was just continuing to defend Willow. And then he was like, how did things turn out so well for me and not for her? It's called karma. This woman cheated on you while you all were married. Then she went on with Michael, cheated on Michael when they were married. And now she's with that affair partner. I mean, there's baggage, it's karma. Like, what do you mean? It does still feel like sometimes they write everyone who's in opposition to the Corinthos clan to do aggressively awful things, so we side with them, and that annoys me. I get what you're saying. Especially when it comes to Willow right now, because it's like a lot of us, we are not empathetic to what Willow is going through. Like, I really don't care that she's been arrested. Like, I mean, this is exactly what you wanted to have happen to Michael. You wanted Michael to be framed for a crime you don't even know that he committed. And then you're going in there, Chase, oh my gosh, he's so absorbed in Willow. He's like, he's like, DA, can I go in there and be the one to tell Willow that her kids are okay? Let her lawyer do that. Let her ask her lawyer, can you check on my kids? Can you read? Like, what? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why are they writing her like this? I don't know. I know she jumps from hero worship to cult to cult. Yeah. I really don't recognize her either. I have to agree. And I'm just, hey baby. And so she's, so Chase has to be the one to go in there and assure her that her children are fine. And then he's like, oh, Willow, you got to tell me the truth. Come on, and stuff. And then of course she drops Michael and says Michael did it. Yeah, exactly. So, now she done put it in his head that Michael is the one that framed her. Mm-mm-mm. And I was just saying that, this is just a personal note that I wrote. Her shit did stink last year. Now they made her cuckoo crazy flip. My personal opinion was they should take Chase completely away from this case because you're just way too close. You're too close to this. And then they should have him investigate Nathan and where Nathan has been for the last 7 years. Investigate the man you replaced because that needs to be investigated. Anna is going to the WSB trying to get all up in Jack's thing. And it's like, girl, handle your business on the home front, what you can control. Figure out what happened to Nathan. Somebody needs to be on the case with that. Put Chase on it. Put Dante on it. Find some other cops to sit there and help you with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chase, what Nathan needs to be investigated. Like, I'm not satisfied. You all are not doing enough. This man just showed up out of nowhere after 7 years. Doesn't even know where he's been. You don't know what baggage he comes with. Somebody needs to investigate this. Seriously. Nobody's even been to the grave. You said the sandwich looked good. Jason might as well be the one on the case. Shoot. So, anyhow, Chase was just way too hot. Chase is just way too hot with all of this. Spinelli. And too bad we don't have any more PIs on the show because Curtis left the PI business. Sam used to do it. Spinelli was her partner at one point. Spinelli definitely should because of how close he is. I do want to say that it seemed like, let me see, Felicia. There were scenes with Felicia and, Felicia, that's the only PI we have. Felicia should definitely be looking into this. Felicia and Spinelli, that would be a great thing for them to do together because Felicia was talking to Liz saying that she was, scared that Nathan was going to take James. And I was like, girl, I think you need to slow your roll. He's if you wanted to go to court, she was like, oh, he could very well take him. No, he couldn't. If you go to court, ain't no court in their right mind gonna sit there and put a boy with his father who was missing for 7 years. Has he even been declared alive again? Like, come on, girl, calm down. He's not going nowhere. That boy is not going nowhere. I would take his ass to court, okay, or threaten him with court. Shoot, he ain't going nowhere. Just relax and definitely, like Elizabeth said, go have a conversation. But somebody needs to investigate him, and I think it should be Spinelli and Anna. Spinelli and Felicia. Felicia gets more work done than the PCPD combined. So let's see here. So Chase again was going off in Friday's episode. With his partner Dante, and he's livid because he feels like Dante doesn't even want to consider the fact that it could be Michael. And I have to agree with Dante, you're just going off of emotion. You're going off of the fact that you know Willow and you don't have any evidence. They're following the evidence. And Dante said the evidence is leading to Willow right now. If you have something that you want to add, that you have evidence that we should be looking at Michael, then by all means. But you don't even have that. You're just going off of what Willow said because, like Dante said, he just wants to figure out a way that Willow is innocent. So, I think Dante is definitely in the right on this. They both should not be on the case. But Chase absolutely has shown that he cannot handle it emotionally. Okay, baby. Hi. Oh, my arm. Oh, I slept so bad last night. Mommy slept so bad last night. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okie dokie. You ready? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah. So now Chase has gotten into Dante's head, and at the end of Friday's episode, Dante went back to the Q's and said to, or Ronnie's house, and said he wants Michael to convince him that he did not set Willow up. This ought to be interesting because, I mean, nothing that Michael said to Sonny was convincing to Sonny. Diane was thoroughly pissed off when they all met up in the Quartermain kitchen to discuss the matter, especially when Diane was asking, did anyone have an opportunity to be in Elizabeth's house to plant a gun? And she was like, neither one of you convinced me, and you're not going to convince a jury. And she feels that their problems are only just beginning. And I'm kind of nervous about that. I don't want to see Michael go down or go behind bars or anything like that. You know, we calling it Ronnie's house now. That's what everyone has been saying lately. It's your house. Monica gave it to you. Oh my goodness. But not if Tracy has anything to say about it. So before we go to Ronnie, I did want to mention that I noticed Brooklyn's concern or her disagreement with Michael pretty much. Like she didn't outright disagree with him, but it was very, subdued. But Michael was just telling her that he was glad with the way things turned out as far as, what happened at the visitation with the kids, that he was pretty much trying to cover his bases when it came to that because he knew it would be too long for the kids to have seen their mother in January, to have to wait till January. And then he was saying if, Willow turned it down, that I could tell the courts, hey, she denied trying to see the kids at any point. So he was looking out for himself, which is great. Because they're over there plotting against him every day. And his main thing is, I just want to protect the kids. Brooklyn seems as though, she was kind of advocating for Willow a little bit by saying, oh, she is a good mom. And yes, thank you for saying that. Once they find that out, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, girl, if you only knew some of the stuff that she's doing, especially what she did to Daisy and Sasha, you wouldn't be sitting here, saying that or defending her or looking mad worried at Michael right now. Like, come on. Don't you do a chase on me when it comes to Michael, Brooklyn. Okay, you stick by family, okay? Michael is doing the best job here. I'm totally in agreement with him, honestly. So let's go on to Ronnie. So Ronnie, she had that headbutt with Tracy about the tea set last week. And then she went to Bobby's to have maybe some coffee. I think she might have ate. Gio now works at Bobby's, and they had a good conversation. He explained his connection to the Quartermains, and they both commiserated on the fact that they're new to the family. And then I guess Ronnie did give him some sound advice that don't let one fight define everything. And how we all think we have enough time to fix it, change it, or whatever. And I guess she was just talking in relation to her and Monica and how they fell out. Though she's always vague on the details of what she wanted from Monica that Monica wouldn't give her. And she left Gio a generous tip. And it seems as though whatever, what she was saying to him did resonate with him, because when Dante came in, he didn't speak, but he did give him a free cup of coffee. And it looked like Dante appreciated it. Then we have Tracy. And I did enjoy the scenes that were going on at the Metro Court this week. So Lucas and Marco were trying to have a meal together. And Tracy comes up with her, with her Tracy self, and was pretty much like, y'all gonna have to put this on hold, okay? Because she knew the whole story. She was like, y'all gonna have to put this on hold because I need legal counsel right now. I did enjoy how Lucas, yeah, she did. But Lucas handled it so well. I actually liked it. And the look on Tracy's face, it was kind of like, she was like, she was like, yeah, you already know. Like, I think she was like amused by him because he was like, look, he was like, just go ahead, talk to her, order this meal for me. I'll be back. And it was just, I liked it. Like, Lucas was like, okay, yeah, this is Tracy we're talking about. Just go ahead, handle your business. I'll be over here. Like, that was really cute. Did I forget the little bib thingy? I think I did. It's okay, honey. I burp you like this. Lucas said, let my man get the Quartermain paycheck. Hey! He did. He ordered the prime rib, honey. Like, yes, you better do that. I remember when Bobby defended Lucas to Tracy when she was having issues with homosexuality. Mm-hmm. Good old days. Anyway, let me go to my notes here. So, let's see what I got down here. So, Tracy wants to evict Ronnie and contest the will, and says that Ronnie is a con artist. She's been saying that from the start. And Marco advised that it could take years unless Tracy can show that Ronnie is problematic. And as we know, Ronnie didn't want the tea party, but Tracy's like, oh, I'm gonna be there. So I think Tracy's just trying to see if she can, get anything on this woman at this point, because everyone is, Lulu came up empty. Um, we'll see how this goes. I'm very curious to know by the time that the actress's run is over with the show, I'm just curious to see where this is going to end up, because we know she's not staying in Port Charles. So what's going to happen? What Port Charles socialites are coming to this party? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have to. I didn't see the preview for the Next General Hospital. Is this party actually going to be on screen? Cause yeah, who's coming to a tea party? Michael said, no, I already had one with my daughter. I don't know if I want her to be genuine or if I want her to for something to be up with her. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm like, what was the purpose in the writer's room for bringing her on? Like, did they just want to bring on a big name such as Erica? Because I mean, we all know her as Vicky Lord, So is it just they wanted to bring a big name on the show real quick, or like what was the purpose? Some people feel like they were trying to use, like they were initially planning to cast her as Monica and then decided against it and then just went in this direction. I think they just wanted to stunt cast. Yeah. Ronnie Barr likes BLT sandwiches less like Heather Weber. Yeah. So, oh, good job. Good job. So, let me see here. We did that. Okay, we only have a little bit more to go. So at the Metro Court during this meal, Britt was there. She was at the bar. Vaughn, who was now in a suit, was at the bar as well. And he tried, I'm a little disappointed she's going, doing a quick in and out. Yeah, she is. She said that she's happy to be going back to her life though. Doesn't look like she wants to return to acting full time. Yeah, it seems like she likes whatever life she's established after the show or continuation of that. Seems like, she likes it a lot. Not enough to come out of full retirement. Britt says she tried to contact Brad and he's completely off the grid. Yeah, I think he went off the grid after what? He gave that information to Drew about what Portia did with Heather Weber. She living her best senior life. Yeah. Vaughn tried to put the screws to Britt. Britt is not easily broken, sir. You don't have to try a whole lot better. I'm not saying he didn't leave her a little shook towards the end, because she did try to shake him down again for better amenities and, a place to live and stuff like that. They sure did win an Emmy. Yes, indeed. They won a few Emmys last night for the show. Not last night, but over the weekend. Vaughn, you gonna have to do better than that, okay? Because Britt you gonna have to do better than that. Then Britt gets into it with Lucas over Brad, as you had mentioned earlier, because she feels as though he must have done something to have driven Brad away, and that his standards are way too high, and what have you. And then Lucas decided to have words with Vaughn and over Jocelyn, and let him know, don't you, I'm gonna get you if you hurt her, if you hurt my niece, I'm gonna get you, So then he went back to his meal with his man. Britt comes over there and it's like, oh, you can't live up to his impossible standards. Neither could his ex-husband. And then you have Lucas being really naive after all you've been through, especially with your ex-husband and all the lies. Yeah, Lucas isn't. Wasn't he threatening Jason and Sonny over Marco not too long ago? But, Lucas, come on. Why would you sit there and say to Marco, you would never lie to me? Sir, like, for real? You never lie to me? You too grown to be believing in fairy tales. Why do you have Britt shaking everybody down like a two-bit con artist? She's a doctor who's friends with a very generous Jason Morgan. A bit silly. You mean to tell me she didn't have no savings, no assets, or everybody just, her mama just spent all her money? I guess. Now she, sometimes she gets on my nerves. She was giving Jason attitude because he was sitting outside of Kelly's. And she's like, oh, here you are again. and stuff like that. Carly couldn't have let you up into the room and what have you. Like, girl, what? Like, you, everything that you have asked of Jason, he has done it. And you get an attitude. And then on after that, go sit there and ask him to co-sign for a Mercedes. And then go say she hit a donkey with a Mercedes. And then it's like, oh, I know he's healed. I'm a doctor. No, you're not a veterinarian. Jesus, a Mercedes? She had no IRA. Exactly. You said I can't with her. Who's more alluring, Britt or Lulu? I think we've had to deal with Britt a little further, but I don't really know. I mean, but Britt's been getting on my nerves more than Lulu lately. So right now I'll say Britt, just as of lately. So, you know, she do have a good heart sometimes. But girl, like, I mean, for you to be giving Jason all this attitude and then turn around and ask him for him to co-sign for you to have a vehicle, child. Shoot, I wouldn't, like, he looked like he was about, well, he was going to give her a loan, but I mean, girl, stop tripping. Jason is a really great friend to have. He really is. Tripping. I wish I had somebody just pull out a pen and co-sign for me a new something. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, you got the hiccups? Okay, we are winding down here. I think the last thing that we have to discuss is the visit to see Valentine. So Charlotte got to reunite with her father, but first Lulu decided to go in. Yeah, who is the father? We don't know. We did discuss that earlier. We don't know yet. But I think Val was saying that it's probably going to be another 20 years before she decides to figure that out. I think that was a frustration of mine too back then, because I was like, aren't you a doctor? You could have ordered a DNA test against Trina and Taggart all those years ago. At least rule him out as a possibility. That was really dumb. So girl, like, get Curtis's DNA. Can't they do something from in the womb before the child is born? I mean, you're married to the man. You have full access to him and to Dr. Gannon. Get a DNA test. Jesus. So yes, Valentine, yeah, they did him dirty. It was great to have Valentine back. He and Lulu had a conversation. So Lulu goes in first and she asks him to put their daughter first. And Valentine is like, I did. Why do you think I got caught? If I didn't want them to catch me, they wouldn't have. But I did it on purpose for Charlotte. So, you know, Charlotte, you know, he knows Charlotte's back with her mom, and it seemed like they came to an understanding. And Charlotte went in there and they had a really great moment. Like I said, I like the actress who's playing Charlotte. They had her age out of calling him Papa. And she got to tell her father about, you know, things that's going on, her life, school, friends, and things like of that nature. I don't remember much else other than he did warn her about Britt Westbourne and then advised her to warn her brother as well. I did like how Charlotte was out there giving Jack the business, saying you should be in Steinbauer. You know, Portia about to go on vacation and hide out in Isaiah's cabin for 9 months. Yeah, she gonna have to do something. I did like her scenes, how she was giving him attitude in the hallway. Lulu came out and gave attitude right behind her. And she was saying that she was saying, you know, she didn't appreciate the man using her daughter against Valentine, you know, like making my daughter a target. Because I mean, everybody pretty much understood that Jack was doing this on purpose because he was trying to use the child when it came, you know, to Valentine. Yeah, they really just forgot about Taggart, Trina included. And she just went all in on Curtis being her dad. You know, it's sometimes I don't like how they write stuff. Much of the time. So then we have, you know, she snapped at her. On the flight home, Charlotte was already like, when can she see her father again? But Lulu is just very concerned that Valentine's life could negatively affect her daughter, and she has every reason to be. So I'm not upset with her. She just wants her kids to be safe. You know, she just got her life back. Give her a break. But Charlotte did thank her mother for allowing her to see her father, even though she you know, really didn't want to. So that was a nice moment. And I'm glad she didn't like show the picture that Rocco sent to her mom. She got enough to deal with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just set you down for a second. I'm about done, okay? I'm about done, honey. You don't want it? Okay. So I'm not really sure. Like I was watching Valentine and Jack, but I don't think that he got any information. I just feel like he just got more mystery from Valentine when it comes to Faison and whatever Faison's plan is, or what have you. You said Jack is not intimidating. I did see the behind the scenes picture. Apparently they were laughing quite a bit, so neither one of them believe that Jack is menacing. So I don't think that he got any answers. It just seems like more just run around. And then Anna was informed by Dante about what Lulu was doing, and Valentine and Jack. And, of course, Anna put it together that he's trying to get information, something big from Valentine, and probably has to do with Faison. And that, the timing of Britt and Nathan showing up after being presumed dead. She's trying to put it together. She did try to confront Jack and say, hey, we need to be on the same team. We need to handle this together. You think you got this all handled? You think you're in control? And Jack was pretty much like, girl, if you don't take your ass back to the PCPD and shut up somewhere. Jack wasn't having it. And yeah, if anything, Anna needs to figure out what's going on with Nathan first instead of trying to eat the whole pie. Okay, slice by slice, honey. Curious about what all this Faison business turns out to be. Me too, absolutely. But I think we have covered everything that went place this week, and thanks to my handy dandy notes. And I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me for tonight's live stream. I do plan on being here. The plan is to do a live stream next Saturday night, because Sunday night the plan is to travel to Cleveland, so I won't, be in town Sunday night. So the plan is to be here Saturday night to discuss the episodes. So, but thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all have a great week and stay safe. Have a great time. Enjoy your life. Bye. Oh, thank you for taking the time.